Good evening, everyone. I'm Reverend Robin Nashak, aka the Spiritual Minister. I have my technology back this evening, so I'm delighted to be here with you. I feel a lot more relaxed than I've been for the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate your patience and I appreciate you being here this evening. This is the time in our week that we make for ourselves. Specifically, we make this time so that we can go into ourselves to have a conversation with our deep self or our higher self to find out what we need to know. We find out from that deep self the truth for us, uh, the only being that is speaking our truth is that deep self to us, and we don't always listen. And so Wednesday evenings at 7:30 is the time that we can do that. We do that for those who have established a regular practice. That's great. If you choose to drop in every so often, that's great too. If you choose to listen to the recordings of the live streams, that's great too. This is your time. This is your opportunity to just be with you. But you get to do it as a community, which I think is the fun and fascinating part of this experience. Now, we like to give our meditation focus, and we want to do that by setting an intention. And that's basically you just taking a little reflection time to decide what you are looking for in your meditation, in your dialogue with your deep self. What would you like to change? What would you like to experience? What are you expecting to become as a result of this experience in meditation? And that's all very personal. And so I encourage us all to write it down, because writing it down is an emphasis. It states that declaration to your deep self that this is what you are uh, expecting. This is what you are looking for. This is your desire. And if we were in person, I would collect these little slips of paper and we would send them off into the flames, because we set the intention, we look for information, we look for guidance. We also need to let it go. We need to not attach ourselves to that intention too tightly. And throwing it into the flames, throwing the paper into the flames, allows us to release what we've set and to almost forget about it as the time goes on until the right moment comes that we need to remember it. That makes sense. So let's do that now. Let us set that intention, whatever it may be, for ourselves. And then we're going to hold on to that intention during the meditation, adding a lot of energy. You're going to send me the energy so that I can gather it from the community. And we will send that all out. So I've written mine down, my intention, or what I'm looking for. And then I also write another one. And that one says, everyone's intentions. You'll see I've written that right here, because this one is the one that I will gather all that energy into, and then we will send this one out into the flames. This will represent all of ours. It's the proxy for our intentions as we throw them into the bowl. So that's part one of how we enter into this meditative state, looking for information. Part two is we draw a card from this. Right now, this deck of cards is called the Star Codes Astro deck. I love this deck. It's very simple. It's easy to understand. And I really enjoy uh, where it encourages me to explore within myself. Last week we drew confrontation was our theme, and again, it's not necessarily one that we many of us might not enjoy. I'm not a person that enjoys confrontation, and yet there is that point where being who we are, standing up for ourselves, and experiencing a healthy dialogue about what our desires, needs, and intentions are. It's important. It's important to be able to do that, and to be able to do that with wisdom and with compassion and with kindness and with also self-respect. So we can just do that now. We're going to shuffle the cards. We'll draw the top card, and then we'll see what the message is for us all this evening. Again, we've all set very personal intentions, but the card is representing all of our the answer to all of our individual intentions is a single card for us this evening. So let's just shuffle up to Buffalo. Right. So I'm going to draw the top card because then you see that I'm drawing and I'm not reaching in using my own intuition for that card we've shuffled. Now I draw that top card, and again, it might be one that we've drawn before, and that's fine too. But let's see if we can draw a new one. And that card is tonight. Oh, wow. I drew this one earlier today. Jupiter, abundance. That's a good card. That's a good card as we approach the Thanksgiving holiday. Abundance is a beautiful thing. And as long as we know what we want to be abundant in and can be clear about that, that's beautiful. So, yes, and the show you the card a little more closely, and you will see that that abundance is a perfect reflection of our Thanksgiving holiday. There it is. Look at that cornucopia of stuff, of food, lights, and representing just representing our overall deservedness of good things in our life. So let's find out a little bit more about this abundance card and what Jupiter has to say, card 23. And now as I read, check that card out, look at it. It's a beautiful card. I love the artwork of these cards. And really kind of take notice of how you're feeling, how the drawing of the card made you feel in relation to your intention, how it all fits together. That's our purpose now for the rest of this evening's work, is to figure out how our intention and this card draw and the information that we learn from the reading, as well as when we go into our deep self, how it all fits together for us as individuals experiencing this as a community. So Jupiter and abundance. Jupiter symbolizes how we expand our world through education, law, philosophy, travel, abundance, and an expansive spirit. Jupiter, the traditional ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces, is a huge gas giant, 2.5 times the volume of all other planets put together. It takes 12 years to circle the zodiac, spending roughly 1 year in each sign. Named for the ruler of all gods and surrounded by 79 known moons, Jupiter never does anything in small proportions. So our action for this card is think bigger. This scenario requires you to be expansive and forgiving. Deal with it in a spacious, curious, fair, and philosophical way. Think globally. Bring in contributions from all around the world. Consider traveling physically or traveling with your senses by listening to music from a less familiar culture or tasting their food. Talk to people who grew up in a circumstance foreign to you and get their viewpoint. Diversify your perspective and that of your team to discover the missing pieces that are needed to make up a larger whole. Engage in abundant optimism. I'm going to say that one again. Engage in abundant optimism. And I'm saying that as much for myself as I am just to repeat it for whoever's participating. Get the word out through generosity. Give abundantly, and goodwill comes back to you. Invest in education, publication, and broadcasting. Just be careful that your generosity is actually helping the recipient, not enabling or burdening them. Ask what would really help. Jupiter's energy needs a big room and an audience, but it can overshadow important people in more intimate circumstances. Watch that your expansive capacity does not cramp the experimentation of beginners or crowd beloved introverts. Notice where you might overwhelm the people you love and give them room for their more subtle style. If you are the one being so overwhelmed, appreciate your own value, expand in ways that work for you, and let the person with Jupiter energy do their thing. The challenge of this card, Jupiter can bring too much of a good thing or leave people feeling overwhelmed. Watch out for magical thinking and a Pollyanna avoidance of problems. Ooh, ooh, that one hits a little bit closely. The gift of this card, give and you shall receive. Jupiter calls you to expand your world view. So reach out and feel at one with the whole universe. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a card that is speaking to me very, very clearly. It encourages me to have a major attitude adjustment and to really explore our world with curiosity, which I think is a beautiful thing, and with expansion. And it's really this expansive spirit that has caught on to me this evening. And I think that's where we're gonna head. So let us get comfortable because we are going to meditate now. Meditate on this beautiful abundance. So find that place that is relaxed and yet you remain energized. So you want to be relaxed, but you also want to be awake and alert. If possible, you may doze for a few moments. I know I certainly have done that several times when I've meditated with others guiding me. That's fine. But if you can remain alert and awake, you can continue that dialogue in a conscious way and really be receptive and open to the information that you receive. But we do want to be relaxed physically. So let us get into that space where we have got a nice open chest and we are beginning to be conscious of our breathing to start. So let's inhale through our nose and hold, and then exhale nice and slowly through our mouth. Good. Inhale again and hold, and exhale nice and slowly. And one more deep breath in consciously. And hold. And exhale slowly. And just allow that breathing now to return to a natural pace. And I'm going to put the card up on the screen. at your own pace, but with intention. Each breath that we draw and hold and release, our body becomes more and more relaxed. Just feel that relaxation. Imagine it starting from both the soles of your feet and the crown of your head. Imagine it being just a warm sensation that seems to soften any tension or soothe pain or discomfort or irritation. But it starts from both the crown of our head and the soles of our feet, and it moves up slowly, going in both directions, slowly, warming and soothing and releasing. And as our body relaxes and releases pain and discomfort, stress, anxiety, just releases it as that relaxed, warm feeling has moved through our body. And as we've realized that our pain and discomfort have disappeared, we realize in this moment that we are not our aches and pains and stresses. We are so much more. We are so beyond our physical boundaries now. And our meditations are our way of tapping into that higher self, that deeper self that is beyond our physical limitation. And with that relaxed body that is now pain-free and emotionally and mentally anxiety-free, I want you to imagine the essence of you that is not of the body. That essence begins to glow from that heart space within our body. It begins to grow more and more brightly. And it also begins to expand. See if in your mind's eye you can see that glow expand from our heart space and begin to fill each corner of our body. until our body looks like it is just radiant with light, glowing from the inside. And right now we see that light very loosely bound by the outline of our body. But we also feel that light ready to move beyond the boundaries of our physical body, because it is glowing and growing more and more until we see it break through our heart area, as if a big hole just burst. And that light shoots up into the sky. And as it does, the rest of our body dissolves into that light that has shot up into the sky and is now growing bigger and bigger, expanding out, lighting every dark corner that we see. As it grows more and more expansive, we become aware of our connection to all things, all people, all beings, all inanimate things in the universe around us. Our light expands out and up and down. And as this light, so bright, so warming, so illuminating, so calming, we become very aware of just how much of it there is. Our light is infinite. There's so much of it that we have no choice but to share it. And that light can be expressed in our daily life in many ways. We can be abundant and grow. Materially, we can share our material life with those who may need what we have to offer. We can share our gifts and talents. We can share our financial resources. We can share our spirit of compassion and kindness. We can literally send it out into the world. But this light is who we are. We feel like it comes from within, but it is as much around us as it is within us, and yet still is us. So just for a moment, as these brilliantly expanding, boundaryless light beings, we become very aware of a voice that is deep within and yet is all around, just as this light is. And that voice has a message for us right now. And that message, which is unique to each of us, is how we are able to share our uniqueness, our abundant uniqueness in some way. Allow that deep voice to share with you what it has come here to share and what you have come here to receive. So just allow yourself to be taken with the tones for a moment as you communicate with your higher self, deep self, however you choose to see this expanded and boundaryless version of you. What can you do? What might you do? How might you expand yourself and share even more of that self? You may not understand the message. It might be wordless. It might come through a feeling or from the drum and the music. Just receive it and know that it is the truth straight from you. We are both humbled as well as encouraged and exhilarated by this communication with our deep self. We feel that abundance. We feel our generosity begin to rise. We begin to feel our kindness. Our compassion, our hope. Imagine all of whatever traits or concepts about yourself you are feeling now. Imagine them just being like colors that are bleeding into the tapestry of this beautiful light. More and more, each color representing our abundance in some way. All bleeding together like a tie-dye, making this beautiful light, many different colors, all at the same time, glowing, radiating, being peace. And soothed and energized by these colors, we choose now to return to the boundaries of our physical self. But we know more, have experienced more, so we know how to return to our bodies with what we need to be the best that we can be when we return back. So let's just realize that breath is there. It's inhaling and exhaling. It never stops. Deeply. And as we breathe with intention, inhaling and exhaling, just imagine your body being filled in once again with your physical boundaries as your essence takes its place. It's very aware of itself now. You are aware of you. You're aware of your physical ends, including your toes and your crown and your fingertips. But you're also so aware of your ethereal self, the strength and the brightness of it. It's what animates us. And so let us return completely so we can move on with our evening and our lives by taking 3 quick breaths. Inhale and exhale quickly. Inhale again and exhale. And one more deep breath. Inhale and exhale quickly as we open our eyes. So important that we remember just how abundant we are of our gifts. And we can be as expansive as we choose to be. It's hard knowing that. It's hard believing it. It's hard applying it, or it can be. It doesn't have to be, though. That's why we're here, to see how easy it might be for us if we just allow it to be. So, you are abundant. I am abundant. And we have so much love, so much compassion, so much unending joy that we can share if we choose to. It's still up to us. But in the end, choosing joy, what if that's our only job here? Do we want to be asleep on the job, or do we want to be on the job? Or playing that game, however we choose to see it. So thank you for honoring me, for your patience through the last couple of weeks as I have dealt with a variety of technical and somewhat emotional challenges. And I'm just grateful that we are all here together, and it's so important that we all stick together. So I'm going to send these off into the flames. I think my candle has gone out again. This is my little tea light issue, but I can relight my fire, as they say. Which I will do. I'm going to light one, and then I'm going to allow the other one to join it almost right away so that we have both of the energies of the flames there. So here we go. Here's mine. I'm going to throw the other one in so it joins it with the flames. There you go. That's everybody's. Yes. Out into the universe to return to us when it is ready for it to return to us, right? like, subscribe, do all the things. Please let me know how you're doing. Please say hello. I'm so grateful for you. As you know, let me say hello to my friends Kathleen and Sue right here. Hello, hello. Zoom is back. Hope you guys are happy that it's back. I love you guys so much. And let's gather here again next week, Thanksgiving Eve. There is never a better time to be aware of all of the gifts that we continue to have and expand. So join me next week, 7:30 Wednesday night, for a Thanksgiving meditation, time into the stillness. Again, say hello. Let me see if anybody else is on the other in the other spaces. I'm grateful for you. You know I am. Let's check out that Facebooks. And if you have any questions about any of this, let me know. Of the gifts that we continue to There's Smiley. Hi, Smiley. Anybody else that's here, please, again, I quite often will see later that you guys are there. Please, anybody else that's here, please, still make a comment. Join the conversation. I'm going to sign off. Have a great week. Thank you for being here. And keep expanding. Keep sharing. Keep being generous. Keep being curious. I love you. Good night.